Kevin O'Leary says, forget the classic 3-bedroom, 2,500 square foot for $1.2 million. Now you're paying that for a trailer home in California. This came out in Yahoo Finance, and I thought it was really interesting to bring this out because we sold a house just not too long ago in St. Kitts for $63,000 US dollars, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. This was unusual, but I mean, we did have a house that sold for that. The house was in good condition too, believe it or not. It was just on the other end of the island. And this is in a country with no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. Now, investor Kevin O'Leary, also known as Mr. Wonderful from the TV show Shark Tank, is speaking plainly about the state of the housing in America. The entrepreneur and investor recently appeared on Fox Business and posted on X to share his unrestrained view on what's happening in real estate prices, especially in California, Texas, and parts of Florida. Now, mortgage rates aren't the only problem anymore. Now, there are 3 issues now. He was talking about, obviously, he said that mortgages, number one, it always has been in a driving purchase decision. But there are 2 other things that have come out of nowhere, particularly in places like California. They are insurance and taxes. Now, he explained that when you add rising insurance premiums and high local taxes to already steep mortgage rates, housing affordability takes a major hit. Affordability is down about 40%, he said. In other words, you've got to buy a house with 40% less square footage and pay the same amount on it. Now, for many, that means the days of buying a standard home are over. Now, Larry he painted a stark picture. That means that a classic 3-bedroom, 2,500 foot deal, which I mentioned earlier, that you could pick up for $1.2 million. Forget about it. You know, you're living in a trailer home now for the same price it cost in California. That's a big part of the market, he added. Same issues in Texas, same issues in certain parts of Florida. I watched this like a hawk, he mentioned, because he said that he's a big real estate investor. It's ground to a halt while these issues resolve. And in California specifically, he blamed the growing insurance crisis. He meant, literally, if it's not an earthquake, it's flooding. Now you got fire. So you get fried, drowned, and shaken there, and nobody wants to actually insure that. Larry's concerns reflect a broader frustration shared by many potential homebuyers and investors, with insurance companies pulling out of high-risk states and taxes remaining high, affordability is dropping even further for average families. Also, folks, if you can do us a big favor, we do not monetize our channel. If you can hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And also give us a thumbs up if you like our videos, and also share these videos with some of your friends. It really helps out on the algorithm of our channel, and it helps us grow in our business if you don't mind doing that for us. Now, he was talking about here also divorce, too expensive in California, and it really is. And I would tell you the first thing, you should be setting up prenup agreements. If you don't, you're crazy when you figure over 50% of marriages end in divorce, and then you lose 50% of your assets. It doesn't make sense not to have one. But he mentioned in the article here, and it's not just housing where he sees major financial strain. O'Leary also didn't shy away from offering controversial advice on another issue, divorce. In a separate post on X, he argued that splitting up in your latter years comes at a too steep a price. You're going to give up a third of your net worth as you split these assets apart. A third, I've seen people lose a half if they didn't have a prenup agreement. But he said, why don't you just live in separate bedrooms? It's a lot cheaper. Divorce is too expensive. And there's a better way, particularly if you're in your 50s or 60s. So I thought he was married. Maybe he has split up. I don't know. But his logic is that at this stage in life, big lifestyle changes aren't worth the financial fallout. You're not going to have new kids unless you're nuts, he said. And why don't you just live at separate ends of the house? Larry's views may stir debate, but they underscore an obvious point. Whether it's real estate, relationships, the financial pressures are forcing people to think differently about major life decisions. Like I said earlier, folks, we just sold a house not too long ago for $63,000, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. This is in a country that has no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. Nice weather all year round. You're not going to get any better than that. If you're interested in learning more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. If you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 months to a year. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.